it's Garo here. I hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, welcome back to another episode of this level design for game thing that I'm doing. And so we are at week 3 this week. And let's see what I've been doing on week 3. Yeah, so if you guys haven't seen week 1 and week 2, I invite you to do so. So you can find it on my YouTube channel. And also you can find some blog posts on my ArtStation page where I just explain what I've been through throughout those weeks, what I've been learning and what I wanted to do with all of this, and also some key takeaways on what are the things that I want to learn and to improve in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, so this week during the class we talked about setting goals for the player and also how to give them some communication and feedback with cues, either by visual, audio, or other ways to give cues to the player. We also talked a lot about how to use composition in our level, and how to use shape and architecture in the level to indicate things to the player. And so this will all be things that I will keep in mind during all those weeks and during this level. And also something that was also super important that we talked about was to reward the curiosity of the player. So those people that care about exploring your level, well, you should reward them with interesting things. Yeah, so let's start about what was the assignment this week. So the assignment this week, we had a couple of requirements. So the theme was a jungle temple. It needed to be semi-open or at least a linear level, but with having some exploration areas. Also, the level need to have an interior space and an exterior space. So we needed, to be able to go somewhere and find other interesting things. Having also a golden path and maybe some side path with rewards. So it needed to have at least a linear way to get to the level. And if you find something else, it's just an added bonus. And we needed to start thinking about having some environment storytelling in our environment. So just to recap some things that I wanted to improve or learn with this new assignment. So with this assignment, I wanted to work on my consistency in my interaction. So maybe having always some things that I can put in my level to just indicate to the player, this is a repeated action that you can do. Also, I wanted to play more with the ground and the ceiling to add variety. Play more with the navigation interaction. Also, use more the jump, the crouch, etc. Because I didn't use it as much in my other 2 levels. Also have less empty spaces, and by that I mean just having some things to do for the player, not just walking, so it can either be text with the story, or maybe it can be a puzzle, or having something to pick up, just to keep the player engaged in my level. And also I wanted to have a way to get back to the level when I do some platforming. So having a way to get back if you fall, at least for prototyping, because if I don't have time to do a respawn, just having a way to just get back to it. Because I'm still learning blueprints, and sometimes it's really hard for me to just dive my head into it, and I take a lot of time, and I don't want to just do blueprints and don't do level design, so I need to kind of manage that. Also bring the word to life even more. So this is always something that I think I can improve, and that this is something that if I can improve that into my level design, I know that when I will do concept art, I will also, put it more into my concept art. So I think this is something that is really important in everything that we do as game developers. Make pickable elements, so either by turning the visibility off or any other way, because I didn't really had it in my previous level. And also learn how to trigger something only once, because in the previous level I had a little light that was triggered, but it was kind of always triggered by the player, so it ended up flickering. So maybe if I do a pickable item or a light that gets visible when the player comes in, only do it once, so it's just, I know it's a simple blueprint, but I didn't know it existed. So just dive into blueprint a little more and just find a way to do that. So yeah, so with that, time for brainstorm. Alright, so this is my mood board for the week that I made in PureRef. While researching, I was inspired to mix some elements from Tomb Raider and Returnal These are, I think, two cool games, and I think that the jungle environment in Returnal was pretty fun. So I kind of wanted to mix the alien landscape with the tomb element. So this was my idea. I ended up with this idea of an hostile planet where there would have been a civilization long time ago, but it disappeared. So it's also a bit inspired by The Expanse, if ever you have read the books or seen the series. So again, with all my little questions that I wanted to ask myself, I asked myself who, so it would be an anthropologist, when in the near future, where on a newly discovered planet, what? Well, you need to investigate an old alien temple and find the source of their annihilation. So, you know, this civilization is now gone. Why so? Why? To find answers on why this world is now dead. I mean, this is kind of, you know, the cool thing about being an anthropologist, just finding some answers about those kind of things. And how? By exploring, collecting some samples, and finding audio logs from a previous explorer. So you didn't know that there was an explorer there, but when you arrive at the planet, you find that there was an explorer there, and maybe they're dead. So you need to find just what happened with them. So that was it for my inspiration. So you can find I have a bit of brutalism there, and I really like this kind of shape here that looks a bit like a hive shape. So I ended up using this shape a little in my level. I also really like the just little blocks that are kind of all super messy. And yeah, so I just started with that and I went with it to go to my level. So let's see what I did on session 1. So this is the first thing that I blocked out for session 1. So you can see I started to add like some just notes here and there when I think about it. So I just put like a text actor and text rendering actor, and I just put some notes there. So this is the way. So I found a little ship on Sketchfab just to, you know, have some things to put there. Also added some notes there, and I started to just block out maybe the main path. So I'm like, okay, there will be some lava here, so you can't go, you need to go there, you need to crouch here. I don't really know right now where I'm gonna go with that, so, but the idea is just that maybe there is something here, and I need to, you know, do a little bit of platforming there to get to it. Just right there, so maybe there would be the temple here or something like that. And I think that the idea that would be fun is just that you can see, you know, when you enter the temple, just how much you've come. So I think it's cool. And I want a way to get back to the level here. I don't know yet how. But yeah, so the idea is just that you would go there, you see the temple, and you're like, oh, maybe I can go by here. Oh no, it's just too high for me. So I need to go with this long way and go to the temple to find the source of the corruption. So this is pretty much what I did on session 1. Also, again, as I did on the previous level on session 1, I just started to sketch some little things here. So you can see in my sketchbook, I just started to sketch some ideas of what I would do. So you can see that I just like, you know, sketch a rough idea and just ask me some questions about what I wanted to do with that. Alright, so let's see what I've been doing on session 2. So on session 2, you can see that I moved the ship to another place. I added some notes here. I started to work on some pickable items. So you have like an audio log here. I refined a bit, so I started to add the temple here. Refine a bit this place here. Still using my shape here, and I think it's pretty cool. Yahoo! And so I started to work on the temple a little more. So I added some text here. And so right now, you know, you can't really go into the temple. But I started to think about, okay, so I need to find a way to get back to the level if ever somebody falls. So I started to add just, you know, a little arrows here for the instructor, just to be like, okay, you know, if ever you die, you need to go there. So the idea is that I will put some walkable surface here to get back to the level. So if ever you fall by accident, well, you can get back to it. Because I don't think I will have time to do a spawner, so it's gonna be easier for me to just like do planes. Alright, on session 3 I just refined it a bit. So still here, starting to add some lights here and there. Oh, you can see that there is a yellow thing here, so maybe it's usable, but you know, I cannot use it yet because it's too high. So I started to use the yellow to just kind of to indicate to myself mainly, but I think that this is something that could be used later in art. So maybe, you know, like in art related in Tomb Raider, you have like this kind of like white border around the surfaces that you can grapple. So maybe that would be something that we could do in art for this. So I started to think about the stuff, and I indicated it with the yellow. Oh, I fall. I think I didn't finish. Yeah, for this one I didn't finish the ramp there, so I'm just gonna restart it and we'll see it again. Get back in the level. I hope I don't fall this time. So this is exactly why I need to do a spawner and a little ramp for you know, for prototyping purposes. So if I fall, you know, there's a way back to the level. All right. Yes, I got it. So yeah, so I started to think about maybe alternative path. So I put something here, so maybe you can go down and just find a little other audio log here to have more insight about the story of this past explorer. Here. We go back. I started also to refine the area here. So I think that I know that this line here ended up being not blocked enough, so this is something that I will keep in mind on my new next assignment. But on this area here, it's I mean, you clearly can't go down there by theirs, but so it was not the idea. All right, so we can go down here, crouch a little, and you'd be like, oh my god, what is this? Oh, fine, audio like here. I started to think about, you know, the path to go back there, but it's not done yet. And I started to think about this kind of, not a throne room, but you know, this is where you want to go. This is the source of the corruption that you need to find. Started to think about just adding some variety to the plane, so it's more fun. And I didn't do a prompt yet, but I want to do you know, a little prompt that when you hit those, you know, you take damage or something like that. The idea is that it would be probably lasers, so you need to go under it, and this one you need to jump, and then you can go, and this would be the final room. You can find the source of the corruption, maybe their leader or their god or something like that. Their deity is has been corrupted too. Back here. I think I didn't finish this thing here, but you know, the ramp are just leading you to there, so you can find a ship of the previous explorer here and maybe some parts to repair your ship. And I started to make another little bit of platforming here, so you can just go up and go to the back to the beginning of the level. So this is pretty much it for a third session. So yeah, it's getting there. Starting to making it a little bit more pretty. And this is the final session. Whee! So on this session, you can already hear that I added some sound. So yeah, I wanted to add some sound to think. Maybe just will put it a little less. All right. I hope it's not too intense of a sound. So I started to just familiarize myself with plugging audio in Blueprints. So I just plugged an audio looping music in the background. Ooh, guess I'm not the first one coming here. You can find the audio log. There's also just kind of a buggy collision here. I think after working on this level, I think the weird collisions are because of the trees. So this is something that I would need to investigate if ever I want to use those assets more, because they're kind of weird. Oh man, that thing was a catastrophe. I need to fix that to get back to the station. Oh, I wonder if they came with a ship. Maybe I can find something useful for repairs. I also started to think about where I could put enemies. I think this one is not well placed because it's, you know, very near the introduction of the level. So I think that this space would need to be way bigger, so it would make sense. But I just wanted to start to think about it. So I planned that maybe there are some flying enemies and that you need to just like break their nest or something like that. Oh, this planning is so corrupted. I need to get there to see the root of this for my studies. Become an audio log. Find some audio log here. Go down there. I think that this vista here could be a little more interesting. Right now it's probably a little bit bland, but hey. You can either jump on it or just go here. Again, here you can find an audio log, but there are some enemies very near, so maybe this space would need to be bigger before the jump, you know, so you have at least the time or a safe time to, you know, listen to this audio log, and then you can get in the fight, you know. Baby, pew, 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 pew. Jump! I added just a little platform here, so if ever I fall, you know, I can just get back to it. So the idea would be that maybe, I don't know, maybe I have a gun so I can just like break it. Oh, there's a waterfall here. I think that this this pathway here is not visible enough, so maybe I should have put it just beside the lava fall or something like that. But then you can go here. Oh, there's some more enemy. Oh no. And the nest is here. Just kill it. Pew, pew, pew. Go back. Choo, choo. Yoo-hoo! You can go under here. Oh, and if you're attentive enough, you can see that there's something grabbing your attention here. It's an alternate path. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, this area must have been part of the temple before the corruption. Oh la la. Go down here. This must be the body of the traveler. Find some audio log. Find the body of the traveler. They're dead. Oh, there was a door before. I cannot go there. Oh, maybe they died because of those lasers here. I don't know. Right? I also need to think about a way to just like not prompt always the same thing. So if I've read it once, you know, I can just skip it or something like that. Oh, corruption has been working. I need to figure out another way in. This door is jammed. It is, right? I fall. Oh. How do I go back to the level? Oh, I know. Because I did this way, so you can go back to the level. In case. Just in case. So I think this is a great ad that I did on this level, or any level actually, just a way to get back for the prototyping. I think this is cool. Because I mean, if I make somebody else play this level, they might not know that you need to run to jump, you know. See that I added a buffer here and it was useful. I'm pretty happy with the size of the level. I think that I ended up being able to do a bigger level. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. Than the other weeks, so I'm proud of it. Kill some enemies. Break this. I think I should have had like just a press key, or maybe just it can disappear when you get close to it, just to illustrate the idea. Even if it's not done yet, I just, you know, should have prototyped this, I think. Oh, find another audio log. Oh, there's a door here. But we won't open it yet, but I know where it leads. It leads to the ship, but I want to go there first. So I think that this one also is not well placed. I think maybe it should have been placed at the end of the level, but I'm still working on it, you know. And so I added a little prompt. You are dead. Woohoo! But if you just go there, you are dead. You just take damage. Yoo-hoo! I think that this prompt should have been maybe at the beginning, just here at the entrance. It's a little too far away. So this civilization was doomed. The corruption seems to have forgotten all of their people. I'll take a piece to study back to the station. Go there, find this piece. Alright, so let's get to it. Let's get back to our ship. So yeah, so maybe this alternative door should have been like here or something like that, so you clearly know that, you know, the beginning of the end of the level is the red room, but you can see that there's a way to get back. I think the way to get back is a little too near the beginning of this platforming section here. Man, that was a nasty crash. Let's see if there's something good. Another audio log. Pick up some bucks of material. And another nest. So the idea was that, oh, I don't know, maybe they crashed and they didn't have a gun, and so they got wounded by those enemies, and oh, they died a little further or something. I don't really know. It's been a while. I haven't been there. You can see that it's a little jammed here, the camera is a little buggy. So I think this is something that I need to work on, just having more space for the camera and just thinking more about the flow of things, so how you really get one thing to the other. But yeah, something annoying is also that this outline here is just appearing everywhere. You know, it's because I use an outline that was used as a post-process outline, and I think this is not the best way to use it. So this is something that I will be working on to find another way in the next levels that I do, so it's just more interesting. So key takeaways, overall I'm pretty pleased with my level. I think there is a lot of things that could be better, obviously, things to improve, but I learned a ton, and I think this is the most important thing. I also think that this level is a little more fun to play than the previous two, as I added more variety to the navigation, you know, so it's a little bit more fun. So things that I would like to keep in mind, you know, things that I think I did well and I want to keep in my next levels are having color cues for the interaction. It really helped me build a level more easily. Just, you know, I knew what I wanted to do when I put, you know, these yellow things and these red things, you know. So red for me was danger and yellow was, you know, interactions. So also the variety in the navigation, I think was fun. There's also a lot of stuff to keep the player engaged, either by the story or the navigation, so I think that this is something that is pretty fun with this level. I think that having pickable objects was pretty interesting, and audio cues were fun, but they really need to be improved. You know, I think that the sound that I chose was probably not the best, and yeah, all those kind of things that I need to improve. And also having a way to get back to the level was great. So things that I want to improve. First, I want to improve my collisions, because the collisions are super weird, especially with the trees. So it made the navigation very difficult. So maybe just like playtesting more and just finding some ways to kind of maybe if the collisions are weird, just either place them a little further or something like that, you know. Also, I need to think about a better placement for my enemies. As I said, the enemies near the intro is a no-go. You know, it's not fun. And also give more space for the player to fight them, and give more space for the player also to rest when they need to relax. So when they're doing like a relaxing action, like listening to an audiolog or something like that. So it needs to feel safe for the player, because right now it didn't. Also maybe add just a key to break the enemies, or just, you know, at least when I get close to them, you know, it breaks, just to illustrate what I was thinking, because I think that right now I needed to, you know, tell you what I wanted to do. Also, I think that the exploration sections could be bigger. I had some areas that I did not block well, as we talked, so the player could clearly go there, but I didn't plan on it. So I think that this is something that I need to work on, just, you know, just being more, putting myself more into the shoes of somebody that don't know what I wanted to do, you know, and just like play the level for the first time and be like, okay, is it buggy, or is it weird, if I run there, do I die, do I not die, you know, those kind of things. And have more interesting composition. I think that I could use that for to my advantage, you know, think about where the player's camera will go, and just direct them to something. Like I said, like when you go up and there's kind of nothing to see, so maybe, you know, just having more interesting vistas here and there. So I think that would be interesting. And things I want to learn in the next levels, I don't know if it will be on my next assignment or later, but I kind of identified things that I want to learn. So maybe find a way to indicate to the player how many pickable items you can find. So maybe either by UI or something like that. And make stuff move also, to have some ideas, because I think it would have been fun, like if just maybe the enemies would be moving or something like that, you know, so I can illustrate a path that I want them to do, or something of some sort. And also learn how to destroy things. So that's pretty much it for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed to see all the ideas and struggle I've come up so far. But yeah, so far it's been a great learning experience, and it just reminds me every day of how cool it is to make game for a living, you know, and why I wanted to do that for a living, you know, in the first place. So I'm having a ton of fun, and I'm definitely getting out of my comfort zone with this course, but I'm learning a ton, so it's really interesting, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you maybe next week on for the next assignment. And so it's gonna be week 4, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Also, if you want to read my blog, you can go on my ArtStation and read my blog post about all those assignments. So I think that I'm better with written English than spoken English. So if ever this is something that you would like, well, I invite you to go read my blog. So yeah, so continue to play games and make games, guys, and see you on another video. Bye!